Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 10 o'clock news on Q2, Montana's news leader.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Jeanelle Slade.
And I'm Jay Cohn. The controversy builds between Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh and the woman who's accusing him of sexually assaulting her.
Dr. Christine Ford says Kavanaugh assaulted her while they were in high school together, an accusation Kavanaugh vehemently denies.
And tonight, her lawyer telling CNN that she wants the FBI to investigate her claim first.
CBS's Angelica Alvarez is on Capitol Hill with the latest.
On Tuesday, President Trump expressed sympathy for Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh, who's facing a decades-old sexual assault allegation.
I feel so badly for him. This is not a man that deserves this.
The accusation comes from Dr. Christine Blasey Ford. The Senate Judiciary Committee has invited her to testify on Monday, along with Kavanaugh.
I don't know about the other party, but Judge Kavanaugh is very anxious to do it, and a delay is certainly acceptable. We want to get to the bottom of everything.
But Tuesday evening, Dr. Blasey's attorney told CNN that she wants an FBI investigation first.
The investigation should occur before the hearing. The hearing should be as a result of the investigation. It shouldn't be a substitute.
Senator Chuck Grassley, the Judiciary Committee chairman, issued a statement rejecting any conditions, saying, quote, "Nothing the FBI or any other investigator does would have any bearing on what Dr. Ford tells the committee, so there is no reason for any further delay."
Some GOP leaders have expressed doubt about Kavanaugh's accuser. Some suspect it's part of an 11th hour effort by Democrats to derail his nomination.
What the Republicans are doing to her today is exactly why so many survivors do not come forward.
Senator John Cornyn rejected that criticism.
This is primarily to hear her, so if she's not planning on attending, then I don't know what the point of going forward would be.
Kavanaugh has categorically denied the woman's allegations. Angelica Alvarez, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Another potential witness is Mark Judge. Kavanaugh's accuser says he was in the room during the alleged assault, but Judge says he has no memory of the incident.
A comprehensive bill to combat opioid and methamphetamine abuse passed the U.S. Senate Monday and appears it's headed to the president's desk. It's being called a rare moment of bipartisan cooperation in Congress. MTN's Mike Dennison tells us what the bill could mean for efforts to fight drug abuse and trafficking here in Montana.
The package of bills approved by the Senate Monday evening authorizes up to $8.4 billion worth of programs to combat the epidemic of opioid abuse across the country. But as noted by Montana Senator Steve Daines, it also contains efforts to fight the spread of methamphetamine, which is more prevalent in Montana.
In Montana, meth is destroying families and communities and disproportionately impacting our tribes. At the federal level, our goal must be to partner with states and communities to overcome this devastating reality.
The bill adds Indian tribes to the list of those eligible for grants to fight drug abuse and helps crack down on the shipping of deadly drugs like fentanyl through the U.S. Postal Service. It also reauthorizes programs that help Montana law enforcement curb meth trafficking and includes grants for recovery centers that can help people getting over their addictions and drug treatment courts. Chief Deputy Attorney General John Bennion says it's good news that the federal government is continuing and expanding its efforts in these areas. But he also says the state needs to step up as well and do its part to get in front of the problem.
While there are some prevention efforts going on, there's not a real thoughtful statewide approach on prevention, and the state doesn't offer any money from its general fund or any other state funding sources for prevention. It all comes from the federal government.
Bennion says his boss, Attorney General Tim Fox, plans to make prevention a priority at the next legislature. The federal bill passed the Senate 99-1 and now goes to a conference committee, where some details will be ironed out before it heads to the president's desk for his signature. Reporting from Helena, Mike Dennison, MTN News.
Thanks, Mike. Now, another bill passed today secures a series of funds for health needs across the country. $24 million coming to Montana. Nationally, $1.6 billion will go to community health centers, $1.5 billion towards opioid crisis grants, $24.5 million to go to rural telehealth initiatives, and $722 million for mental health grants.
The Montana VA today honoring the mayor's challenge teams of Helena and Billings for their work on suicide prevention.
The Mayor's Challenge is a public health initiative by the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration. It involves families, peers, and the community working together to prevent suicide among service members, veterans, and their families.
Brenda Neiman of Helena and Dr. Claire Oakley of Billings presented with certificates of appreciation for their dedicated efforts to combat suicide. The VA is honoring the two teams for a fantastic job to address suicide as a community issue.
Why it's so important is that we have police departments, detectives, health departments, community mental health centers, family members that have all come together for this Mayor's Challenge and said, enough's enough. We want to fight suicide and we want to partner to do this.
Helena and Billings were two of only 8 cities across the nation chosen to take part in the first year of the Mayor's Challenge.
Hope is not a strategy to sustain the future of Billings. That's the message delivered today as the Billings Chamber of Commerce held its annual meeting. The chamber stressing that a bright future for the Magic City will involve time, planning, and perseverance from the entire community. Now, that theme is the focus for a community setting the bar high for exceptional quality of life and what Billings will look like over the next few years and decades. The chamber is focused on celebrating arts and culture and the economic growth and opportunities that come with it. Chamber President and CEO John Brewer says this year's priority focusing on the development of Billings downtown core as an economic hub for both the entire region and state.
Our heritage as a community and the arts and history of Billings will tie into our future growth plans. One Big Sky District project, developing the convention center and downtown living and the medical corridor. So that's very important to us as we talk about all of these projects that really will drive us into the future, that there are potential economic development tools given to us and provided at the state level that allow us to take our future in our own hands.
And today it was also announced that Travel Bloggers Exchange will be holding its annual conference in Billings next September. That conference will bring in as many as 650 travel writers and journalists for the Travel Bloggers' largest conference and networking event.
New details released in the death of a Wyoming hunting guide. Mark Uptain was mauled to death by grizzly bears this past Friday, and evidence reveals he tried to fight them off. Now, that investigation shows a can of bear spray was discharged during the attack. According to the Wyoming Game and Fish Department, a discharge can was found near the body of the 37-year-old. Following the attack, foot snares were set up in hopes of capturing and evaluating bears in that area.
And while crews were checking the snares on Sunday, a yearling grizzly bear was captured and an adult sow was spotted nearby. The sow then charged the team in an aggressive manner. That bear was shot and killed by Fish and Game personnel. The yearling also was euthanized after the team found evidence of its involvement in the attack.
A GoFundMe site has been set up for Uptain's wife and 5 children. So far, it's raised more than $129,000.
On to the weather scene tonight. Bob, rain has been pretty much a no-show here in the month of September, but you're telling us that could change possibly as early as tomorrow evening.
It's looking pretty good. We have a little batch of moisture moving up from the south, some cold air from the north to mix, and what we're going to see is maybe some rain showers. Let me show you how much we think we could get. This is a computer graphic that shows all 4 of our computer models, and as you see, we like to choose the one in the middle. That's the one that's yellow. That's the GFS model. So let's take a look at how much precipitation we can expect out of that. Looks like Billings is going to get maybe about a 1/4 inch of rain out of that thing. Yeah. Elsewhere, it's going to be much heavier rain up by Glasgow, about 1 1/3 inches. Georgia's going to see about 1 inch and about another inch at Glendive, 1/2 inch in Miles City. So some good rain getting ready to move in here. Going to be much of the day on Wednesday and again on Thursday morning, and then it starts to go away just in time for the weekend because this weekend is Saturday Live. We'll have more in your forecast on the Saturday Live forecast in a few more minutes.
Sounds good. Thanks, Bob.
Coming up on tonight's 10 o'clock news, communities are still picking up the pieces after Florence ripped through the East Coast. We'll take a look at the latest recovery efforts.
Plus, a Chinese history museum in the mining city of Butte is looking for some help, and you can lend a hand. Find out how.
And in sports tonight, Scott shows us how Q2's Athlete of the Week has big plans despite a double amputation below the knees.
You're watching MTN News with Jay Cohn and Jeanelle Slade. Storm Tracker weather with Bob McGuire. And sports with Scott Green. This is the 10 o'clock news on Q2, Montana's news leader.